Sight is sight is very good. Don't go around
Funny enough, they did a study and all that on your senses, and they found that the most significant thing that depressed people and made people feel like withdrawing into themselves was just not getting attention, just not feeling loved or whatever. Yeah. So my brother lost all his teeth the other day. Yeah, he's not even 40. I think he's getting like dentures in or veneers or something. He's spending a couple of grand in that. Just rotten teeth. It's not brushing his teeth. Just letting him go a little bit. He's had tooth problems for ages. The front tooth, he had like special denture put in. Yeah. That's another thing, isn't it? Like that's affected to attention, your looks and that, your attractiveness, and obviously you can work on your minds, but you're fading in it as time goes by. And that's things you've got to come to terms with as well. That depresses people as well. It's alright for young people, eh? You've got years ahead of you, mate. You've got years before you MOT, before you have to look in the mirror and say, oh.
Some people get better again.
Fine wine, my dear, fine wine. They say that about men. Women are more like cheese, men are more like wine. They say that. I don't know if that's all true, man. Just like if I lost my sight, probably all of my senses would become enriched, wouldn't it? Become like, my hearing would become super. My smell, I'd be able to smell everything. Perfumes and all that. Yeah, it should do it. A master at Braille. Like, looking for like little imprints everywhere.
So across the street.
He's our spokesman now. He's gone now. Have you got his number?
Maybe just cross the street.
Just went to the shop or something,
Under the hallway.
So what's your view on this the circle of violence and non-violence? Like, do you agree with it or disagree with it? And what's your personal views? Yeah? Why is that though? In America it started, didn't it?
I'm not sure where.
And then the lady who started it started accusing a lot of the women of lying, and she got death threats, I heard. Back in the 70s and 80s, deaths or something.
I'm pissing myself, man. I'm always in prison, man. Yay! Stop looking me bollocks up, man.
Oh, it is Minnesota, yeah. So the new program is more strength-based.
Strength-based?
In what way? Like in the dynamic of the relationship, is it?
In looking at the strengths that the person has and building it from there. Has anybody heard of the gang before? Okay. So the gang is, a lot of BBR focuses on the gang and different elements of the gang. It's a model of looking at aggression or behaviours, and it breaks it down in a way to see how situations happen and what can be done to change those situations and do something different in the future. So a lot of the skills in BBR fall into the different sections of the gang. That will make more sense when you become familiar with it now. What happened here?
I just had a phone call with that and sitting up and sitting on
Sudah berikan bersama switch.
So what we just started talking about again, the general aggression is the process of listening and using aggression. So again, is a tool to help us to understand our use of aggression and synthetic behaviour so that we can better so that we can be better able to deal with problems that we may in the future. So yeah, it's something that we will become very familiar with throughout the program, but obviously this is good. So, what we're going to do is have a look at, are you familiar with, what is his name? Gazza Alone.
Yeah.
Popular.
Yeah.
Gazza.
Gazza, yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm glad that you can apply his situation
What is his
to
name?
help us.
What, him and the gold digging wife?
I don't know anything about his wife.
I'm just joking.
So, what we've got at the top is our learning history. Our learning history is, are these inside? They are. Oh, okay. Yeah, please. So our learning history is everything that's happened, everything that we've experienced today. What happened yesterday, what happened 2 weeks ago, all of that stuff is on our learning history. And our previous relationships, our relationships with our parents, everything that we've experienced. Not all of our learning history would be relevant to every given situation. So whether, I don't know, you went to a concert when you were 5, yeah, that might be part of your learning history that happened at that concert who you went with, but that wouldn't apply to every situation that you're in. That's what learning history is. Next one, please. Person factors, that's what an individual person brings to the situation. So that includes our beliefs, our goals, our values, personality traits, the things that we take with us to a given situation. So I can't even think what I want to say then. Am I somebody who is, say, easily offended? Do I take that with me to every situation? That would be something that performs our person factors. What are my beliefs? What do I value? What do I care about? Those types of things. Then we have our situation. So that's what is happening in that situation, factors that feed into that situation. So have I been provoked in that situation? Have I been guilty? Am I influencing alcohol? Availability of substance, those types of things that we use into how we respond in that situation. Can't intend to say I won't go into that until we go into Gazza. Appraisal and decision making, that is about what we want to happen in a situation. So a situation occurs, what do I want to achieve from that? And then you've got the thoughtful action and the impulsive action. What might be the difference between the two?
Between
Thoughtful and impulsive.
Probably time. Because if you have more time, you'd be more thoughtful, wouldn't you?
With, I think the impulse is like, I mean, with the impulse, it could be dangerous and good as well. Because it depend on like, how you are at that. So let's say you drink, the impulse tells you to just go and, push her and show that you're masculine. Like, for another, I'm not masturbating, but someone else, that could be wrong impulse. The impulse would be, think about it, or just, take the initiative to be better in the situation. Like, these times.
Yeah, so the outcomes can vary.
Yeah,
That's also the same in terms of the thoughtful action.
Yeah.
So thoughtful doesn't necessarily mean a good action. It just means that
Premeditated?
Yeah.
Kind of, but also kind of not. Because, our emotions can make us more impulsive, but I could be really angry and still think about, because I'm really angry, I'm sitting really thinking about a way that I can get me back or whatever has happened. So, the same amount of emotion can go into it, and the outcome.
Just the impulsive action is just with, you're not thinking about the consequences. and you're not really displaying any sort of type of forward thinking. It's sort of just in the moment, and you just want it done with. Like, you just want some kind of result. I think it's impatience as well, and frustration that there's nothing, like, just, there's no clarity, there's no closure with the situation, like whatever it is, whatever argument or altercation or whatever.
Yeah, we will do
So you just want to, you're kind of rushing it, like not doing it like through the legal system or whatever to get what you want, you know. And,
Yeah, things that happen quickly, impulsive.
It's quite-
Things that you might describe as it just...
it's quite a primitive kind of mindset in the brain, really, to want to try and get things sorted out, because it will be on your mind if you don't. Like, that's the consequences if you don't, like, sort things out, you know, like whatever problems you have. So some people try to do it quickly, innit?
Social encounter.
Gazza was provoked anyway.
Well, we'll come on to that, because we are going to apply it to Gazza's situation. So social encounter is what?
I hope you've included how much money she got in the divorce settlement,
Hold on.
yeah? She ripped him.
Social encounter is what we're talking about right now.
Okay.
So the social encounter is what happened. What happened with the other person, how did they then, what was those things, what was the action. Okay. So, I will do them and then I'll go to the animation. So this is taken from BBC News article. Paul Gascoigne finds for harassing his ex-girlfriend. Are you all familiar with the situation? Would you like me to read it, or just something?
Not this, not the details.
I know the kind of thing, like not the situation like this.
Okay. So, former England footballer Paul Gascoigne has been fined and made subject to a restraining order after the reported harassing his ex-girlfriend. The 48-year-old sent abusive tweets and texts to Amanda Thomas, Gascoigne, who lives in Taunton, Dorset, won 57 caps for England during a 19-year term.
Graduates in millions.
District Judge Stephen Nicholl sentenced him to the Queen's Court for 12 months and issued a restraining order for 2 years, prohibiting him from contacting Ms. Thomas or posting about her on social media.
That's a gagging order though, isn't it?
Hold on. He was also fined £100 for the harassment and ordered to pay £1,535 in compensation to the court, as well as the £60 victims surcharge.
Can I ask a question on that one?
You can?
What did she do to make him do that? What was the cause of all of that? Why did he get so in? Why did he go out of his way to do all of that stuff? I mean, he's a celebrity, he didn't need to do that.
That's what we're going to analyse.
Okay, it's a gagging order. It's a gagging order she took out. It wasn't a restraining order as well, because they're both two different orders.
Well, that's a restraining order.
So I don't know how she was able to do that. To stop her with social media, him maybe shaming her or whatever, innit? That's really what it was.
Because what I'm understanding, actually, I'll finish it.
Alright,
then
go
I'll
on.
come back. So the court heard the relationship between Gascoigne and Ms. Thomas ended at the end of the year, and she started seeing another man, Stone. On the 16th of March, it was heard that former footballer telephoned Ms. Thomas at a post office shop where she works in Wigan, and she told him not to contact her again. He went on to send text messages and a series of abusive tweets in the following days. The prosecution said, prosecution, Lee Turner said, as a result of those tweets, it encouraged other persons using Twitter, which led to further harassment of Ms. Thomas. She was largely stressed that her content, Mr. Stone telephoning.
I'm completely confused about this whole thing you're coming out with. I want to find out the cause of what made him do all of this. Do you understand? Cause and effect. What has she done apart from cheating on him or whatever, or whatever? What is going on in Gascoigne's head that makes him feel it's appropriate to terrorise a woman on tweets? Or I want to know what the whole story is. This is not giving me the whole story. This is giving me 30% of the story, and that's the problem with this society. You've just vilified a national hero as a wife beater or a harasser, and she's getting away as a victim. There's more to this story. There's much more to this story than meets the eye. And I know because I've been there. I've been in that situation.
Allow us to finish, that is what we're going to do. So this is the article that was in the paper.
Alright, carry on, what?
And we're going to apply the situation to the GAM to find out what might have been going on in his house, what emotions might be.
She looks like the victim though, like all the way through.
That's because she is.
No, she isn't. Because she's done something. She's obviously no one goes around harassing someone for nothing. There's cause and effect. What did she do? What did she really do? What is she covering up? What is he being too man enough not to say what she really did? And what did she post on social media? There is a problem here, yeah? With this society that just sees women as victims and men as aggressors. And here's a clear example. She's obviously done something.
Why is it obvious that she's done something?
Because he's naming and shaming her on social media. He's tweeting her. He's like obviously perplexed about something, yeah? She's obviously financially abused. She's probably financially abused him and then moved on to someone else, yeah? But we're not getting any figures. We're not getting any proper clarity of what really happened in this relationship. Because it doesn't look like a relationship from here. It looks like she just got onto the bandwagon of a celebrity who's got money. That's what it looks like. I'm just telling you from a man's point of view what it looks like. Yeah, just honest. Miss Thomas is a nobody, by the way. Yeah.
I want to see what the result of this. I want to see. I haven't finished it. I want to see.
So that's where we're at.
Oh, okay.
I'm on Gazza's side. I can see where he's getting fleeced here. I can see this. Like I can see that he's been abused. I can see it. Like point blank. There's an omission of what really happened with Miss Thompson, what her real agenda was by being with a celebrity, yeah, as a stepping stone or whatever. Yeah, I want the truth, all right? Because no one does that when they've got money and when they've got power. They don't go around doing stupid things like this. Yeah? There's got to be something to it that is missing. Yeah, that she's obviously what's she doing with him? Yeah, for example, right? Yeah, why did she go to him? Why is she discarding him? Alright, so might as well finish the story anyway. No, you didn't know. You just on the last paragraph sentence, yeah? It's half his age anyway, yeah? There's something seriously wrong there. So you're just looking at the end of an effect where there was a cause and a build-up that is totally omitted from this entire thing. So what did she do that made him do that? What did she do that was so? Because Gazza is a very is a kind of person that's very wearing his heart on his sleeve kind of person, yeah. And he's a very kind of overt kind of character, and he's quite vulnerable. A clever woman is going to be able to press his buttons easily and wind him up. But we're only looking at the effect. I'm interested. I want to know what really happened. I want to know how she abused him. Maybe psychologically, maybe emotionally, maybe financially. I want to know the truth because this is just the effect. Yeah, how you wind up. This is just trying to save a woman's life. But I don't think Gazza would kill him. I don't think he would. I think he's just like he's just emotional, right? He just got emotional at the time, and he's just been being impulsive. And she's done something serious there. If he wants her sacked or whatever, she's done something that the law, and it's a clinical psychologist field, I think, what she's done, yeah? She's got into his head or something, and she's done something. She's ruined his self-esteem and confidence or something. I know something's wrong there, but I can see it, yeah? But there's no evidence because she didn't declare it. Definitely. Going to it.
from learning history. So what example, learning history, everything in points in the past. What do you know about Gazza that is relevant and useful today? What would be in his learning
He would, I mean, for starters, he knows that he is known by the public, so he has a name.
Reputation?
Yeah, reputation, career, all of that stuff.
Why would that feed into it? How could that feed into it?
Into the breakup, or
Into the situation, how the situation pans out.
because it's everybody's watching. It's something that everybody wants to know, and maybe as he said, she could have used him as a stepping stone. So now that it's all over, she could have garnered in all good resources. Maybe she bought some stuff, and I don't know if she sold it on, and he's angry that she's done. It could be anything in that situation, but he might feel like she just used him, and she's gone up and left. And I mean, it's not. I mean, she is still working on that part.
It's very one-sided.
So some of those things that you said, they could be his learning history, but it sounds more like a distinctive, like we go into what he might be thinking about the situation. So the learning history, how is it, we don't know the ins and outs of that relationship. So how's that relationship been? How have the previous relationships been? Him being a public figure, that would be his learning history. It's well known that he his reputation. What was his reputation?
It is his reputation.
It was very fiery.
It's a legend.
Very, you can see, as I said, he was.
He's a legend. He'll always be loved. If you wait to his funeral to see how many millions of people will be paying their respects. He's a legend, believe me. He still is. He still is.
He's a fiery character. I mean, I'm saying on the field, like, you can see his personality was always, you can see it was coming out when he was playing the game, but when he was playing.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah. Sometimes he would even get a red card because of silly
he went too far during the World Cup one time.
Yeah. You know, you think about, like, you can see that was his personality.
But that's him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you guys know about Gazza?
Oh, yeah. That's good, man. Yeah. Hendry, isn't it? That the guy, yeah.
In terms of his community, what was the influence of being in his community? What was it like in his, what was the experience in his community? That's how happened with people who are famous in terms of people forgive people quicker because they're famous, because it's not like one element of their life they can get away with doing other things. I think that Adam Beck, I can't remember which one it was, but the one who was drink driving and crashed his car. The amount of people that were saying like poor ants. Whilst I thought if that was a member of the public, people would have been saying it must be disgusting and can't believe you that doing that. People get people are told to treat in a different way. Perhaps other people.
I don't know. Shouldn't we be focusing on the girl and what she did to make him be like that?
No, we're focusing on the person who has...
And the way that society has treated him after that.
No, that's not what we're focusing on. It's about us.
But I think that Gazza is like... Gazza's Gazza, man. It's like, it's like alright, if I go into the safari and there's like a group of lions and I start stroking them and that, yeah? And tickling them and poking them with a stick or whatever, I'm going to be eaten alive, right? And then you're going to shoot the lions, yeah? If I go to the Yosemite National Park and I start playing with the grizzly bears, one day I'm not going to be there anymore, am I? Yeah? You know what I'm saying? A man is a man. A man, Gazza just is a lovable rogue. He says what he is what he says. There's no messing around, there's no deception involved. He is what he is. So a clever woman is going to come and exploit that. They're going to see that they're going to be deceptive right there. They're going to lie to him, they're going to cheat on him, they're going to play with him. Of course. But she's playing with fire because she's playing with something she don't understand. Yeah, he did take responsibility. He paid his fine. All of us here have taken responsibility. Yeah. So the problem is that maybe the victim had a lot to answer for. Yeah. The so-called victim who's playing with something he doesn't understand. Yeah.
But then that's not what you do.
Or does understand but likes to take advantage of it. But no, Gazza took his punishment, didn't he? He took full responsibility of what he did.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He admitted it. You said it yourself. You read it out that he said that he did it. He admitted it.
That's not about his exercise. The purpose of exercise is to understand the gap.
But
not to focus on what the victim may or not.
But there is no victim. There has to be provocation. There has to be a cause and effect. Don't you see that she's attracted to him because she can use him, she can abuse him, innit? She can take advantage. That's the whole thing.
But that's your perception.
If I wanted to get on Instagram and I wanted 1 million hits, I'd go to Alaska and I'd try poking grizzly bears if I wanted views, yeah? There's a cause and effect. There's a motivation for me to do that. I might get eaten alive, yeah? But that's the whole drift of it, yeah? So, what do you expect? And who's the victim and who's the aggressor? The grizzly bear's the aggressor and I look like the victim now, yeah? But I'm not. I'm manipulating the whole thing because I want to get 1 million hits on Instagram and sponsorship and whatever comes next with it. Yeah?
But then
You've got people that are manipulating the whole thing, yeah, is what I'm trying to tell you. That there's no real victim. She was drawn to him because of his money and celebrity.
in your opinion.
Oh my god, it's Gazza, he's got money, isn't it? He's got celebrity.
Yes. Just because you might do a situation in a way you might post on and post there, doesn't mean the next person.
I'm just using that as an analogy. I'm just saying that it's not often that easy to see a victim and an aggressor. Yeah? In any given situation.
I agree with that.
You're just like reading into Gazza as some kind of wife beater, like I know he had problems with his wife and that, but you don't know what she did to drive him over the edge. Yeah? And this latest lady, there's no details on her at all. She came from nowhere.
So was there, did he have issues in the previous relationship?
I think Gazza's always going to have relationship problems.
Did he, is the question. Did he have issues in the previous
Yeah, he's an alcoholic.
What were the issues in the previous relationship?
We don't know because...
Well, that no, or no.
I think he might have...
I just know it was alcohol.
I think he might have disclosed some stuff in his biography, but I didn't read it.
So he has had previous relationships.
Yeah.
There has been alcohol issues in
Yeah.
previous relationships. Everything is wrong.
Which goes without saying when you're a fallen star who's used to having the adulation of millions, nearly winning the World Cup and all that, and then all of a sudden your life's come to an end,
Vinegar.
and you can do no more than be a pundit or whatever, or commentator. If the woman in your life doesn't understand that, then of course there's going to be confrontation and altercation, isn't there? I mean, what do you expect? The guy needs coaching, needs counselling, he needs to love and therapy for relationships because he's not going to be able to understand why because it's all gone, isn't it? And she's still expecting the same Gazza, yeah? Obviously.
And struggling with your analysis of situations.
But it's obvious that things change, but then Gazza didn't change with the times. He didn't like reinvent himself like Gary Lineker and that, become something else. So he got lost, he got caught in the undertow of the future. And the women that he was with were just using him and just throwing him away like he was nothing, innit? So that's what I'm taking from it, from a man's point of view.
So in his name, the street could be that he was completely loosely part of the people framework. If that. In terms of, we probably know about him, but in terms of beliefs and values, what beliefs does he like to propose?
The woman?
So it can be about him, and it can be about relationships, it can be about himself, just your beliefs that may have impacted how he perceived that situation.
Yeah, I think one of his beliefs is he may have been wrong. He probably believes he's been wrong, which made him go to it. So that's it.
Rejected, I suppose, is a horrible thing to experience, and he probably was never used to that until his football career ended and that.
Wait, man, my bollocks, man. I'm pissing myself, man. I'm a wedding present, man. Yay! Stop ripping me bollocks off, man.
Especially that belief of I can do no wrong. If people are constantly telling you yes, people aren't challenging you for the things that you do or the things that you say, you may start to believe that you are invincible and that, well, you can do no wrong. Values. Do you know anything about his values?
Religious or something.
The things that are important to him.
I mean, football.
I think he had a friend called Danny Five Bellies or something that was just drinking with him a lot. He just took him everywhere. He liked to drink.
Football,
Yeah.
friends,
Yeah.
alcohol. In terms of what you know about his alcoholism, what might that tell you about some of the other things that he valued? What was more important to him?
Playing for England, I suppose, was one of his biggest things. I don't know. You have to ask him. It just looked like football was everything to him in his life.
I would say in some way he did value it. So even though it didn't turn out great, but the woman was the incentive to go to the post office. So it's like he did value her in a way.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
If he didn't, if he
Yeah.
didn't,
If he didn't value her, he won't go. Like,
that action wouldn't necessarily make sense. Okay. Situation. So what do we know from the situation? Not what we think might have happened. What do we know from that situation?
they were strange. Like it was no longer not strange, but like they were no longer together.
Yeah.
That we know that like she didn't want him around.
Yeah, so the relationship is ended, and she didn't even realise it. She didn't realise that their relationship was ended. That's the...
But again, we haven't really got the analysis of the actual what it was they had, you know. Because sometimes it's just a transaction, sometimes it's just a weekend
What
thing,
is his name?
sometimes it's a fling, sometimes it's a full-blown marriage, so we don't really know the kind of depths of intimacy that we're talking about.
But it's a relationship.
We're just labeling it relationships. Everything's a relationship, isn't it? Like two guys having a date and then just have a second date. Oh, it's a relationship now. Oh, they should be married by now, isn't it? You know, it's very... We don't know what really they had.
No, we don't know 100%.
Could just been sex once a week for an hour, innit? We don't know.
But if we've established that he valued the relationship enough to then go to that person's life,
He annoyed her. She annoyed him enough. For him to go out of his way to do that is what we're talking about. We still haven't come to the root cause of why that happened. We still don't know what she did. I mean, apart from going with another man.
doesn't actually matter in this situation.
It's going to happen again for Gazza, though, isn't it?
It may well do.
So he's the one who needs some therapy, isn't it?
He might need to explore the gap.
Because he might not be able to handle rejection and discard. He might be the one who does the discarding, not her, isn't it? So we don't know. It might be something like that. Yeah.
Things that might situations. So relationships ended. She's in a new relationship. Things that might have influenced him. What external factors have influenced that situation?
Yeah.
Definitely that.
So other people's voices, say like saying don't take this, you identified that he was a drink alcohol would influence that situation.
But football's very masculine, though, isn't it? So he's got a lot of friends in football, and yeah, I guess it would be very difficult for him to swallow his pride at that occasion when someone's rejecting or whatever.
And that's a very
And abandoning him, and I don't know if he's really... He might have a lot of self-doubts about his desirability as well, and his esteem might be really low as a result of being rejected like that. You know what I mean? It might just get to him in many ways. So all it needs is a nice alcohol-fueled gathering with his mates to start tweeting and whatnot, isn't it? To get it out of his system. So in a way that would be therapeutic or something like that. Yeah.
So his friends, alcohol, they're all factors
Yeah.
that influence the situation. But the the masculine culture of football that would feed into Wales' learning history, and then beliefs that we may have taken from that. So what's that common beliefs that might be held in that type of environment, they would sit under facts and factors under those beliefs, values and goals. So current internal state, you've already started to think about some of the emotions that you might have been experiencing. That's what's going on inside us at a particular time. So it's written like that, and I've blocked it out with and emotions because they will impact on each other. So if we are feeling angry, we're more likely to have aggressive thoughts. That's going to increase our arousal. If our arousal increases, then we're going to be necessarily going that way, but they will impact. So, in terms of thoughts, what thoughts might we have experienced? Okay, so that's more the emotion. What was it? Why would you have felt that rejection?
Oh, I only thought that. Well, if you had, him feeling not wanted by her. Yeah.
Betrayal.
She doesn't want you.
Disloyalty.
She's not been loyal to me.
Yeah.
She's got a new partner. Fish map, what else might she be? Sorry. What might Gazza have been thinking?
1次リーグ F 組の最終戦2試合が1次リーグ F 組の最終戦2試合が
I can see that because you're different to what you were like in the first half of the session. Do you want to stand out to it?
Pain, hurt, fear of hurting her, I suppose, as well, coming to his head, like the consequences probably, he's been thinking about it. Disrespect, dishonour, and just feeling that someone's made a fool of him as well. Humiliation. Yeah, he's going to feel...
Why would you feel made a fool of?
Because
it's in public eye. Everyone knew that.
not just that, I mean, anyone would feel humiliated if they're going to be discarded like that, innit? And then get like told, yeah, they'll contact me, the police are going to come and arrest you, and all this kind of, and you know, all this kind of magistrates thing is just going to be humiliating, isn't it?
So
for everyone.
Your boyfriend, everybody knows about it. They're going to see what they're thinking, those types of humiliating.
It's really bad, isn't it?
I feel rejected.
Yeah.
Likely to be experienced.
Unless he finds someone else quick time, innit? But then,
But he didn't, as we know, in this
because he's
situation.
probably like in love with her as well. That's another thing, the realisation that she never even really loved him, and he really loved her as well, and then she's splitting badly. Like, it's a really bad split, you know, like, with, like, she doesn't, it's not amicable, you know, it's like, and he might just be still trying to get her back as well, and it's horrible, and it's like a car crash.
Okay, so he's thinking all that and he says he might be on the back.
Yeah.
How aroused are you like thinking about
10.
a 10? Are you agreeing with 10?
And that will be magnified.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
like
100%.
the intensity of what's in this is being
Yeah.
How do you know when you're aroused? What happens? What are signs of arousal? So if you're a 10, how would you know that you're a 10?
Oh, like, the blood's pumping. I feel like, depends on which situation. But, you know, like, let's say in that situation, like, you feel like you want to act on impulse, you want to do something right now, action.
Yeah. So that's what he might be thinking about, that I want to do something.
Do something.
His heart's pumping, he might be going red, it might be hot. Those types of things could be experienced.
You're like stuck in repeat kind of thing, like for this thing.
Unless you do something.
And it's really horrible, nasty feeling.
When you say stuck in repeat, what do you mean?
You're just ruminating, isn't it? Just thinking about how you're going to get the person back probably with him. Like, it's a kind of, it's kind of justice, but it's more revenge, I suppose. Like a vendetta thing.
How am I going to get her back? I want to get revenge. What
It consumes you, innit? It just consumes you and takes over your life in a way.
So all of the
makes it worse if you don't have a life, because you've got nothing to distract you from it. It's horrible.
And it can be difficult to get yourself out of that situation.
Yeah.
So, you said, I want to get back, I want to get revenge. What was it that happened? What did he do?
He was saying how people treat
Yeah, so he sends all the tweets and then...
threats. Then he actually showed up. Didn't he asked her to sack dismiss her out.
Yeah, actually, I can't remember exactly what it was, but if something doesn't happen, then... So she's not sacked.
Maybe, like, he's not, like, maybe it's an intellectual thing, then. Right? That's what he's, I think that trying to get her sacked is a bit kind of strange, isn't it? It's like, one minute you want to kill her and you just wanted to get her sacked. It's like, you know. Maybe it's an intellectual, maybe she crossed his intellectual boundaries or something, yeah? Made him feel stupid, made him feel an idiot or inadequate, something like that, because that's just a really strange thing, like, yeah, I want to get, oh wait a minute, I want to get sacked, like, yeah? It's like, it doesn't seem to have any bearing unless you're thinking intellectually. Like, maybe she really showed enough. No, but I mean, it's like a trauma, maybe you've got a childhood trauma from school where he was like put in the corner for being stupid or something, and she tapped into that to make it, to get some kind of supply from his self-esteem, or from his confidence, like just to bring him down a bit, you know? Make him probably more likely to get aggressive, isn't it? Or triggered. I don't know, what sections do we have to choose from? You've come through it. I'd say it would definitely trigger him anyway, if that was the case. Because training someone's intellectual capacity or their IQ or whatever is not really being investigated, but it can cause trauma. Childhood trauma. If someone's not very good at maths, for example, or whatever, you know, that can affect their whole life when you think about it. So that's, yeah. I don't know. I think that Gazza's not exactly Albert Einstein here, yeah. So it's not going to be that difficult to tap into it, into its capacity. Yeah, he's really traumatized.
So what happened? What happened? Was it thoughtful or impulsive?
I think he's already been through this though. Not entirely.
The same as this near to the same. Eventually, you know, coming back, I'm not sure. Whereas, you know, maybe it's this kind of person, how he left his ex-house and he saw such kind of running. So that is like, okay, you have to make action out loud. Exactly, so that like, immediately within he's like, I'm going to go after. Whereas he's at home teaching, you know what, he's not expecting me, I'm not dating, I'm going to show up.
I would agree with that in the fact that when the form in which you chose to send the messages to her, it wasn't just a message treating her, everybody can see it. So there must be a degree of, okay, that's the sort of approach I'm going to tell them, I'm going to get them back, I'm going to embarrass you, and if you feel that embarrassed by how you use it. When you tell the story and other people can see, please keep yourself that you know and what you
Because he's going to have a use that to advantage. Yeah.
But that's the thing, he didn't really gesticulate or articulate what he did it that. You know what I mean? Like the relationship is like, okay, people leave relationships all the time, isn't it? But I don't think that really expressed exactly what he did in detail. It's just really, I mean, it's just very general to do that to someone just for leaving a relationship. Maybe it just didn't work out, things don't work out sometimes. Unless it's very, very possessive and obsessive, a very controlling kind of man. But there's no real evidence of that. I mean, he's already been through the cycle already with his last wife, isn't it? With the wife, wasn't it Cheryl? I think her name was, So he already knew the consequences. He already knew what to expect. He's already been in front of the magistrate. He already knew he would be doing time. So I don't think it's that. I think
Draw a line between what's civil and what. So the government is not going to care about what she did. Let's say she cheated, they're not going to care about that. That's civil. So it's not against the law to cheat. They're going to care about him going to a post office and trespassing and threatening her. That's where the government is concerned. Or the police or whatever. That's where they're concerned. And that's where Gaza has to look at herself and say, you know what? Like, even though she did something against me, I'm breaking the law here. I'm doing something that's criminal. That's what the government is. I totally get what you're saying, because it's like, ethically,
there's something wrong there about the whole thing, because it just doesn't make sense unless you look at the whole story. Like, why is he doing it? And why should he do it? What have they moved on to? What is the whole dynamic of the relationship? I'm totally but I think he was intellectually humiliated. That's what I reckon.
That's what the situation has to take care of. Because in any situation, and when you guys so eventually you do your own gang, you wouldn't know. You might think somebody did something, using X, Y, and Z. You are not going to know that. The gang is about us reflecting on how we perceive that situation at that time and what we can do about that situation differently in the future. How other people
like dealing with jealousy, for example, and envy and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's, and we don't know. We don't know what his partner would have been dealing with, why she might have done certain things, or if she did certain things. But we can thinking for ourselves, we can make an assessment of what we thought about that situation and how us thinking that about that situation then impacted the actions that followed. So it's not necessarily about the other person. Yes, they can do it, but
I'm just saying,
focus on
I'm just
the
saying.
gang is us, or the person that the gang is on, so in this instance,
I think the woman in question has an enormous responsibility to have ended that relationship with some closure and amicably, because it looks to me that she didn't really give a damn about Gazza, whether he lived or died. Because saying getting someone arrested, going to prison and all the rest of it just shows a very high lack of care and a very apathetic nature to actually even get the police involved in all the rest of it and turn it into a circus. Yeah. So for me, the law needs to look at, again, I'll repeat myself, the causes of how this escalates and how this eventually turns into a horror, like a case for a criminal scene investigation. Yeah. There is a woman here that is masking herself as a victim, and I have no details on anything that led up to this. All you're showing me is the car crash after the accident. You're not showing me anything. That's the problem.
What we have here is the impact. You can see the impact that it does with help and someone cheating, what we do have is Gazza, Gary.
Gazza.
Paul Gaston.
What we do have is we both do work and work in the
Provocation and solicitation is against the law as well.
You can't think of what could she have done or anything
Solicitation is against the law.
but there's no evidence.
Covert prostitution is against the law in a relationship. You just need to have evidence.
We don't have evidence.
Well, you could have had evidence easily. I mean, the fact is, he probably trusted her with his life and everything, and she probably just betrayed him just like that in one move. So, I know what you're saying. I know you're saying he's crossing into the criminal, into criminal activity, but it has to start somewhere. Alright, it doesn't just come from. It's not random. It's not like he's just doing it to anybody. You know, it happened in that specific relationship to that specific person, and it's got a root. Everything's got a root. Every interaction has a root. Every action has a consequence. Alright, and if you don't investigate it right to the very end, the very beginning of it, you're never going to get justice. You're always going to be prosecuting mostly men and just saying, yeah, that's. And women are just going to be walking out the court saying, yeah, there, I told you so. Yeah? But we don't know if she's really living in fear. We don't know if she was really scared. She's just saying that. Yeah, that just. You're saying obviously she's scared, but that's just that's another way of brainwashing me and everyone else around us to say, yeah, women are scared when men threaten them.
But if the victim says that she felt scared.
But my one wasn't. My one wasn't.
That's your case.
Because I know. But who else? Who else it wasn't scared? And who else is saying they're scared when they're not scared? So, you know, it's just. I'm scared, yeah, but no one believes me. Because I'm a man, innit?
Anyway. The session was rushed through this quickly because we are short of time. But the session happens what happened. So how did she respond? What were the consequences for him, both short term and long term? So short term, what it says in the article is that other people got on board and were also sending her messages. Long term, he got, was it a fine? The fine, community order. It was up on the 15 charges, so he got £60.
Yeah, exactly.
So they would have been consequences for him. Did he, in terms of, if it was to embarrass her, to scare or whatever it was, did he achieve that?
Yes. 100%. You probably, I mean, if, as you said, there were people sent a message that you got on board. So, of course, yeah. Because he's, as you said before, he could easily send us a t-shirt and money and and he could very well do it on either messages or something that he's doing it. Public fantasy. So.
He attempted to scare her, it doesn't mean she was scared.
Yeah, that's fine. Like,
There's no evidence that she was genuinely scared. Yeah?
So, in terms of what he wanted to achieve in the short term, he achieved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how it works, in terms of, we decide what we want to achieve in that situation. A behaviour happens, whatever that behaviour is, the social encounter, so what happened, how did that look to impact on the person, and immediate people. So in that instance, other people got involved. She said that she felt scared. The outcome, did the behaviour work, so did it work, yes or no? So yes. That feeds back into our own issues with the it's the idea that if I do something once and it works for me, next time I'm faced with a similar situation, I draw upon the previous action to inform how I respond in that situation. If it didn't work, we would either try something different, so that could be up in the ante, or doing something completely different. But that's essentially how the gang works, as opposed to something happens, how we understand that situation, what we then do, what we take.
Vinegar.
Kind of more like wine, is it? I don't know if that's what
Isn't emotional abuse a crime?
But if I lost my sight,
Yes. Well, you fell in love with him, didn't you?
so
So, why is it? It's very hard for it? No, it isn't. Surely not. If it's recorded or whatever, you can easily record it, can't you?
Well, yes, you didn't put it in. So statistically, people aren't often possible to control emotional abuse.
I think Gazza should just forget relationships for a little while. And just relax.
So, at the end of every session, at the start of every session, we have a check-in, and at the end of every session, we have a check-out. So, we'll go through that process of the start of every session. We did have something else to cover today, so that's going to have to go into the session, because we spent a lot of time thinking about other things that weren't necessarily in the material. So what I'd rather say with regards to that is, in terms of the supportiveness, we need to stay focused on the material that is being delivered. Yes, there will be discussion around how it needs to so we'll do the timeout at the start of the next session. So your session ends in 1 minute. 12:22.
وين ما بلغت من باسم myself man I'm not in prison man yay stick with me bollocks off man strength based
And what I'm getting is you become one certain behaviour, certain behaviours, and be able to better control them. It's not a question on that.
That is exactly what the GAM is for. So you've got that.
Yeah.
So check out. So I have a session with everything in the second room.
I'm not a violent person or aggressive person, so I don't know how it's going to help me. Everyone can be provoked, everyone's got their limits, so even you two can have your limits, man. Just depending on what can happen to you. And I lost my daughter to mother of my child. I just lost her overnight by just taking out a restraining order. I didn't get crazy, I didn't kill her, I didn't do anything. Yeah. So all I can say is I'd like to see more women getting rehab as well. Yeah. Stop being so narcissistic.
What, you being narcissistic?
No, not me being narcissistic. I said them. Like this rule was changed for that very reason. That's the reason why they changed it. Because women were using it as a way of extracting from men and taking advantage of men, taking their houses, taking their children, taking control of everything, yeah? Making them pay maintenance, alimony in America. That's why that got changed. And the founder admitted it. But I took everything away. I'm here. I'm absorbing it. What do you want me to say? I can only tell you the truth. I can't lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a violent person. I'm not aggressive. I'm just saying everyone's got their limits. Everyone's got their limits here. You're being pushed. Everyone's got their past and they've got their traumas and everyone's got their problems. All right. No system done by whoever it was, a professor or a psychologist, is going to change that. We've all got our like when we walk out of the street now, we're all going to have choices and options and responsibilities and consequences for our actions, and that's life, right? And nobody in this life escapes that. No model is going to change that, right? And it's been going on for generations, right? Fine.
I guess it's first understanding everybody's situations, like everybody did. Also understanding, I I guess reactions. Reaction, the importance of how they are, because like there's some reactions where there's no there's life after that reaction and before as well. So whatever you decide to do, you can't go back in time. So I made those decisions, and now I need to take look at the damage strategy and ask myself, why was this? Was the benefit of it or was it?
Monday, sometime
1次リーグ F 組の最終戦2試合が
You said to me?
I've spoken to them like that before.
If not, I said to me.
Check it out. I definitely don't have
I want all my sister next for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice one. So what, the next one's Monday, yeah?
Thank you.
Take care, man. Take care. See you later.